Hey everybody, welcome to No Story is Sacred. If you've never listened before, basically we're four siblings who grew up talking about the art of storytelling. Now that we're adults, we're still talking about it, and we're inviting you to join the conversation. I'm Pippin, and I know too much about semiotics for this.
I'm Alex, and despite my best efforts, I'm too Catholic for this. Archie.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll keep that phrasing.
Yeah,
that's good.
That was
That's
perfect.
fun.
That was perfect.
That's kind of my similar feel, Alex. I got you.
Yeah.
Usually Kat and I are the ones Catholic on me.
Yeah, right? I'm Kat, and can I be one of these mysterious Templars? Seems like everybody gets to have fun when you're a Templar.
Woo!
Nuns with guns, man. And I'm Brendan, and guys, I've been trying to solve a puzzle. It's 5 letters long, and it's a rosy red orb. Shit. I've unlimited tries because there's no penalty for just guessing, but it's a real head scratcher.
Is there any other qualities of this rosy red orb?
It was closely associated with Isaac Newton
And religion. Christianity.
Yeah, that's true.
Try orange.
Nope, didn't work.
I'm out of ideas.
Yeah.
I tried banana.
I guess our mystery will remain unsolved.
Damn.
So, today we're talking about the 2006 film, The Da Vinci Code. So spoilers abound. If you want specific content warnings about the things we may talk about, check out the show notes on nostorysacred.com. Though rampant Catholicism is probably a safe bet. For those of you who've never seen the Da Vinci Code, good for you. The summary, according to Google, is: a murder in Paris's Louvre Museum and cryptic clues in some of Leonardo da Vinci's most famous paintings lead to the discovery of a religious mystery. For 2,000 years, a secret society closely guards information that, should it come to light, could rock the very foundations of Christianity.
Okay, first things first. No, it wouldn't.
We've learned much in the years leading since the Da Vinci Code.
No, even before the Da Vinci Code.
Oh yeah.
Also, if someone, Brent, if someone came up to you on the street and said, "Hey, they've discovered her, the last living descendant of Jesus Christ," spoilers,
I'd be like, huh, neat. And then I'd walk on with my life.
It's like, this whole story deeply misunderstands semiotics, for one thing.
What is semiotics, Pip?
Semiotics is the study of signs or symbols.
Oh.
So, symbology, as they simply called it.
Hey, what's the symbology here? Quoting another bad movie.
So it doesn't understand semiotics, it doesn't understand Christianity, it doesn't understand, conspiracies, it doesn't understand academia, it doesn't understand a lot of things.
Flagellation, probably.
Mortification of the flesh.
Good times.
Thank you.
Or scenes that could have been cut from this movie.
but
Listen,
you had to get
it was
that.
important.
You had to get that by an albino ass.
Who tortures himself? Spoilers again. Oh no.
We warned, spoilers abound. So when the flashing warnings at the top of the movie said, nudity, I was like, I didn't know it was going to be that kind of film. And then I saw, what's his face's bare ass? Silas, Paul Bettany.
Wait, that's not Paul Bettany.
That is Paul Bettany.
Oh, that explains why his ass is so good.
And then I saw his bare ass. I'm like, I didn't know it was going to be this kind of movie.
Well, shit, now I gotta go rewatch Paul Bettany and the Flail.
But yeah, no, this movie was supposed to have shocked and upset Catholics.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
no,
Supposedly.
Really?
I guess the Vatican said don't watch it, but since when have we ever listened to what the Vatican had to say?
Oh, bless them. Good.
She says, like a good Catholic. And that is why this won't rock the very core of Christianity.
We all knew that. Like, I've read the fucking Testament of Mary Magdalene. It's not that hard. It's the Apocrypha. It's right there.
And here's the thing, they brought up themselves the Council of Nicaea.
Right?
I'm like, you guys, that alone goes to show that we don't actually care what necessarily happened.
We really don't.
We care about belief. What?
Pip and Cat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Check outside your window real quick. Make sure there's no albino person with a gun and a belt strap tightly around their leg.
Gonna have to check for that.
Listen, if he wants to come in, I'm happy to help him. Paul Bettany.
I'll look for that leg strap.
Wow.
Listen, he needs some care. Like, I bet those wounds get really infected. And so, like, if I need to be there,
wounds, yeah.
if I need to, like, put some salve on his back. And...
You need to lay on some hands, huh?
Yeah.
There we go. References. I can do them too.
So the theme of this episode is Catholicism and first.
Speaking of, I found it really on the nose here that when we're introducing our symbology professor from Harvard, don't you forget, because that is important.
Religious symbology. So he's supposed to know what's up.
Exactly. Did you notice the filmmaker, I think it's Ron Howard.
It was Ron Howard.
It's Ron Howard.
Being a little bit too on the nose, where we go from the blood of the guy being murdered to Langdon's water glass.
What?
It's Jesus.
Jesus.
So, I think we should maybe try to talk about the plot of this movie. As opposed to me just yelling. As opposed to me just yelling, that's not how the Council of Nicaea works, and flipping tables.
So listeners, as we go through here, just assume that for every single scene that happens, Pippin is shouting, that's not how the Council of Nicaea worked.
Cat's doing something about folklore. Because
yeah.
Oh my fucking god.
And me and Al are just going like, huh.
So the movie begins with a murder.
As all stories do.
Which I appreciate. I appreciate it when a movie just starts with a murder. Like, none of this, background, peaceful life before. No, just boom, dead.
To be fair, I also appreciate that. Like, get right to the fucking point. There it is.
Yep.
But here's the thing. Starts with murder. Oh yeah, let's do this. But it was a stupid murder.
It was.
It was a stupid murder, but we're going to get into why it's a stupid murder later. Aren't we? Well, because I have a very deep point about why it's a stupid murder, but it requires that people know a little bit more about the plot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I just want to say that he pulls the painting down to get the cage down, and then when the dude is stopped by the cage, he then continues to lay there. An easy shot.
Okay, that's a good point. All right, good point. And spend some time talking. And then when he does get shot, in the stomach, which is bad, but not immediately fatal. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He spends like 20 minutes,
okay, alright, never mind, you guys are skipping ahead. Yes, he spends 20 fucking minutes, apparently, wandering around, leaving
stripping naked.
Wait, we don't know the order he did this in.
No, the clothes came off first, Kat. Come on.
Yeah.
Did you see those around him?
Clothes came off first.
Here's the thing, Kat.
Yeah.
He always had a dream of walking around the Louvre naked, but he was fearing the consequences if he was caught. But you know what? If you're dying, boom.
I guess you might as well. So he's wandering around naked, as we've determined, with a gut wound, but he has the time to devise one, and then write with apparently his invisible ink pen that he carries with him at all times, various messages in a what's it fucking called?
It was a cipher, let's be honest
here.
Yeah,
but it was also, it was a scavenger hunt. It was a scavenger hunt. And then he carefully, like, fucking dripped some blood in front of each of the places, just to be like, by the way, just in case you were wondering, here. And then he's like, well, That's a good 20 minutes. Ambulance could have come and gone in that time, but now it's time for me to carefully scoop out more of this blood. That's the only reason it's here. Mark myself up with religious symbolism
Stuff.
which only someone who knows about symbolism will be able to understand. And then include yet another invisible message.
Yeah.
Didn't he also explicitly write out Tom Hanks's character Langdon?
Robert
Yep.
Langdon.
P.S.
Which,
Robert Langdon, or whatever.
yeah, that's the thing, like, art curator dude, you have to know how that's gonna look, right?
In his defense, he was suffering blood loss by this time.
Whose
true.
fucking fault was that?
You know what would have done this a lot faster? Calling his granddaughter, who probably would have picked up right away and be like, yo, I just got shot.
No.
Leaving
Fine,
any
Tom
number
Hanks.
of messages. Any number of messages.
Any of them.
By the way, have I got news for you, kiddo?
So, yeah. The world's stupidest murder.
Yep.
And then the police sees this dude's name written in secret messages and goes and grabs him because he's in Paris.
Which,
At his book signing, which is very strange. But, like, once I realized that, oh, it's because they think that he did it. No, it's still strange. Like, either arrest him or wait until, like, after his book signing? Like, it seems strange.
Yeah, I was judging that too.
And the first thing he did, like, oh, I was supposed to meet him for drinks. And, like, I was like, he thought, like, were you meeting him for drinks at, like, your hotel room or in a public place where everyone would have seen you?
yeah. I refuse to believe that if a author there of this much renown to be giving talks in a foreign country is there for business and all that, that itinerary is probably pretty frickin' full,
Oh,
right?
yeah. It would have been packed. Guest
However-
messages, signings. Yes.
What I fucking love is that he is in Paris because it's necessary for the story. He knows no French.
Nope.
None. It is established right in to be fair, like, good for the screenwriter, it's established right in the beginning. He does not know any of this fucking language. And so he is wandering around, like, Paris and figuring out all this stuff while everybody else is speaking French around him, and he's just like,
Mais oui.
I can help you figure out what that cello symbol is. But that's all. That's all.
Because you see, the cello is both feminine and masculine.
damn it.
I'll say this 3 or 4 times.
And other things that don't make sense.
Yep.
Freudian stuff that's been out of vogue for like 50 years.
But also, the notion that you can take one definition of one symbol and it equals one thing is so completely opposite
how
of the any of this works. It is like that's like saying that there is only one version of Sleeping Beauty and it means exactly one thing and it has been that for the entire length of human fucking history. In fact, that was the point that Robert Langdon made in his own presentation
Fucking right?
in the beginning of the movie.
Right?
And promptly forgotten.
And let's just stop it here and go, at this conference with so many smart people, like, he shows the picture and like the guy starts like, oh, pitchfork, devil, evil, and like, no, it's a trident, ah-ha-ha, Poseidon, and like, and
Haha, dumbasses.
So,
you're like, no. Yeah.
knowing students, that actually seems pretty on top of things.
I just felt that the Trident example at least shows the importance of context in symbols.
Ooh, it's almost like maybe they should have put that into this mystery.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Did you guys ever read the original book?
Nope.
Because I made that mistake years ago.
Why would you do that to yourself?
I don't know. It had just come out and like people were talking about it, like people at work and all that. And so I'm like, okay, shoot, I have a paycheck. I am, fresh out of college and all that.
It's
I'll pick up a book.
$9.99.
Yeah, and hardcover. Hey, has the Mona Lisa on the cover. I thought, no, it didn't. Did it?
It did.
It did.
It did.
It did? Mm-hmm. Right. And it's the Da Vinci Code.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
They couldn't fit. That's that stuff up on the cover.
That's what I was just wondering about. But yeah,
If you look at the left side, it's her feminine, and the right side, it's her masculine.
So here's the thing. A lot of the story structure problems that you guys are talking about here and just the weird crap, that's all in the book. That's the source material.
Oh, no.
And the way I kind of described the Da Vinci Code back in the day was a mystery novel for people who don't necessarily understand mystery novels. It was not very mysterious. It was not as clever as it was supposing.
That part's very obvious.
Like the Apple thing that I mentioned, that's straight from the book.
Oh, God.
Okay, this is skipping ahead, but I just want to take a moment to say that I thought that the code word for the stupid thingy was going to be Sarah, the name of the baby, I think, at some point.
Yeah, because it was a girl. Oh, truly, the Catholic Church will be incensed. I'm like, you fuckers.
Well, that would be clever and foreshadowing of something else that we'll talk about later. But, man.
And it went through so much trouble with making it Apple. You know why. Because, Apple, Garden of Eden. And, it's what Eve grabbed. And it's also
knowledge.
And also, Apple is a symbol of fertility and all that.
And let's ignore the fact that, a lot of modern scholars think it was actually a fucking peach. Let's move on. Let's move on. Based on what's actually available within that region. Go on. One
little sidebar. That whole entire Apple puzzle thing, when that reveal happened, the thing that sprung to my mind at the time was actually, I think it was like a parody short story that you wrote, Kat.
Oh, shit.
Where it was like some fake prophecy. It's like, though peace has come by way of dove, in the end we win through. What is that last word?
What could it be? Oh, shit. I've completely forgot about that, but you're right. I did write that.
I remember that because that was a good line.
Yeah, what could it be?
No. I can't remember what that was written for.
So that was actually if I'm remembering correctly, that was a parody opening to the lousy fantasy manuscripts that I had been slush reading for years by that point. So for instance,
right.
We have a half-elf maiden who only notices that she is in fact half an elf at the beginning of the book when she leans down to take a drink of water from a river and notices her pointy ears.
Oh.
But there's also a part where, she was an orphan child. Her mother, in a burst of blood and baby, she died.
That's right.
Yeah! That's nice.
Speaking of future stories to talk about on the show.
Oh my god. And then, and then she goes to a tavern because you have to start a story with going to a tavern. She gets some nut brown ale.
God,
and then I think she starts meeting various, people who are clearly intended to be on her quest. And that's where it stopped. Because it was really just having a really unfortunately good time with a lot of shit that I was really tired of reading.
I think it's time to pick it back up.
Oh my god. In a burst of blood and baby, she died is the one I remember. But I forgot completely about the prophecy.
Yeah. Now, I remembered that one, and the Apple thing did it for me here.
Oh
it's
my
like,
God.
oh yeah. Because supposedly we have very smart people all trying to crack this one riddle, and but this is at the end of the frickin' movie. So, let's rewind here.
Rewind. So, he's not yet dead. The murder has not yet happened. No, that's not true. He has finally
he's
died. Robert Langdon has been picked up by the French police, by a badass named Captain...
Jean Reno.
Okay.
He got picked up by... he got picked up by Jean Reno's assistant.
Okay, but then he, now Jean Reno Jean Reno has a pin on his thing that is, turns out to be a, secret symbol. And it's like, so it's not terribly fucking secret, is it?
I mean, it does have a Wikipedia page. I looked.
Yeah, okay. But it's...
Oh, hey there, Frank. Are you part of that secret Catholic cult?
Called Opus Dei or whatever, which is I guess... Sometimes it's badass, and sometimes it's just annoying, which is so much of Catholic sectarianism. But I actually really like this French captain. He had a bulldog quality. He didn't seem he seemed really annoyed by the fact that he was in this movie, and I appreciated that. But he shows up. There's a very nice little bit of foreshadowing where Robert Langdon's a fucking nerd, and he's like, "Oh look, the pyramid is an inversion of itself. It's art." And the French captain's like, "Yeah, no, this entire thing is a stain on Paris." And I'm like, yes!
Yeah.
It is.
I would just love there to be a mini-series of Detective Jean Reno.
Well, I think he was in the original French version of La Femme Nikita.
Ooh.
Nice.
I think.
He did
I'd
look
if he was
familiar.
a weirdo Catholic, but also a damn good detective.
You've seen Pip, you've seen Jean Reno in Mission Impossible.
Oh, you assume I've seen Mission Impossible.
He showed up in a lot of stuff. He was also
I recognized him.
He's a prolific French actor.
Who is very hot in a very specific kind of way.
Yeah, he is.
In a very French kind of way. You can just imagine that he's always has that perpetual cigarette that's just about to go out.
Yes. Fache. F-A-C-H-E.
Okay.
Captain
Foch.
Foch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Von Ronsenberg of Damascus. So yeah, the thing about Jean Reno's character, Foch, is that he has a reputation for being, persistent or just will always, follow a lead to the very end. And he is suspicious of Langdon.
Dun dun dun.
Basically, once he decides you're guilty, that's it.
But to be fair, also, his priest told him that Robert Langdon did it. He broke confession in order to give him this news. This is where him being a weirdo Catholic comes in. I could see that.
Yeah.
True.
Though he's acting really rather blindly.
I mean, yes.
Here's how I'm a weirdo Catholic, right? So the priest breaks confession to give me this news. What the fuck am I supposed to do with that?
I mean, you didn't take confession.
But it still, the evidence is weird no matter what from that angle.
Well, it was also supported by his name appearing on the murder scene.
Sure, warrants a greater investigation. But the whole thing, questionable. And the moment a priest breaks confession, I'm like, you are no longer trustworthy. Fuck you.
And
Yep.
and let's just do a little bit of timeline. Murder. He's found, and he learns about the priest tells him about the confession. He gets picked up at the book signing at 3 a.m.
Is it 3 a.m.?
Was it 3 a.m.? I thought it was
the
evening.
8, I don't know. Oh,
8 p.m.
The timeline is fucked, you're right.
That's just, continuity is weird in this film.
Oh yeah, it was Robert Langdon's crazy French weekend. Where he does an illegal border crossing. Wait.
That's another problem I had with this movie. Is everything was all rush. And I'm like, okay, yeah, you need to rush to get away from the cops. Fair. But there's nothing saying you can't go hide out for a while.
Yeah.
And then do whatever weird goose chasey stuff.
Well,
you
to
have
be
fair.
fair.
Yes.
So there's a couple of things that happen. I think they try to do that, but we'll get to that in a second here. So post, Langdon being taken to the scene of the crime, he meets, badass granddaughter, Sophie.
Hello, Sophie.
Who, basically tells him, Jean Reno is thinking you done it. Act cool.
And the message was that PS was actually for me because he called me Princess Sophie.
Aren't we just charming and quaint?
Also, does that still work in French?
Oh. Who knows?
The message was also written in English.
So that Robert Langdon could read it, because he doesn't know French. But yeah, they managed to find a tracking device on Tom Hanks's coat, throw it out the window onto a bus with incredible aim, or a truck rather, and that gives them enough time to discover the first set of clues written on the blood that this dying guy set up in 20 minutes.
I thought he'd flush it down the toilet.
No, he threw it on a truck.
My God, Robert Langdon can run 30 miles an hour. Incredible.
What speed?
So they managed to do all this fetch quest stuff. They solve ciphers. It's revealed that Langdon has a photographic memory, but not really, but yes, really. That was a little confusing.
Yeah, she asked you, do you have an eidetic memory? And he's like, no, I just remember things I've seen. And I was like, isn't that a fucking eidetic memory? Isn't that what that is?
Those are lines of dialogue. Okay, moving on. You could have just said yes and saved us time. But like, they discover, eventually the, very old safety deposit box that has the frickin' puzzle box in it. The Apple puzzle box that we've been complaining about. And
a safety deposit box that has been passed down from generation to generation or whatever, and also is part of this other secret Catholic society.
What were they? I can't remember.
Priory?
The something of Sion. Priory of Sion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, somewhere in here are the Knights Templar, but I forget where and whose side they were on.
I think they became the Priory.
Or did they become the Opus Dei guys? I'm not sure. I can't remember.
I thought the Templars became the Priory.
Because they were betrayed by the church. Which, to be fair, they were.
I love the Knights Templar because they became the sort of boogeymen of Catholicism.
Well, they were worshipping a Baphomet, which again is not the devil, it's just one of the demons. But the point is, we've never found the fucking Baphomet. And also, they just had a shit ton of money. Like, that's just like what, but where did the money go? I don't fucking know. The point is, it's dumb. But they sound cool. So.
And also, if you don't be good, the Knights Templar will come and take you and make you a heretic.
Yeah.
So say your prayers and say hi to the Pope.
And so they become a great plot device, and we appreciate their sacrifice.
It's because they have a cooler name than everybody else.
Yeah.
That's basically what happened.
But yeah, like, they get the puzzle box, right?
Yeah.
And the owner or whatever chief curator of the safety deposit area is like, oh, by the way, it comes with a safe passage clause for whoever opens it, and then drives them away past the checkpoints and then decides to murder them.
Well, here's the thing. I think what happened there, he agreed to help them out because of the secret society shenanigans. And then on the way, I feel like he heard, oh, the other secret society people, of whom the grandfather was one of them, have been killed as well. So now these people are also suspect in that, which means that they're not actually rightful possessors of this box. It's just bad.
See, I was under the impression that he, like so many various religious items, he was overcome by not possessiveness, greed. Yeah, something like that.
Avarice.
Like avarice. There we go. Like, now I have access to. Now I will know the thing. He's like, I've waited 20 years to know what's in that. Like that.
Here's what I feel. Either one of these could be correct, and the movie fucked up not giving us an indication of which one it is.
Yeah.
Or we weren't paying attention.
Another way the movie potentially fucked up.
But they managed to overpower the curator guy, and they steal the truck and they decide they want to lay low and go to Ian McKellen's house.
What up, Ian McKellen?
Ian McKellen, who is playing an old man trying his best.
An old British dude.
And the thing I'd point out is that throughout the entire movie beforehand, some of the conspirators of the bad guys have been consulting with somebody who was calling himself what, the teacher?
Yep, the teacher.
Yeah.
And it's like, gee, I wonder who that will be.
Listen, you say that like I should have figured that out.
Is it this doddering old professor who happens to be in France?
Listen, I didn't expect Ian McKellen to betray me like that.
I kind of did, but also he's like my favorite character in the entire movie. Also, his name was like T-Bing or something like that. It was amazing.
No.
Teabing.
But no, Ian McKellen doing his damnedest.
Cause like, if he's trying to hide being the teacher, he has to be really charismatic to at least attempt to, I was supposed to say to fool some people. Pippin.
Shut up! I also didn't care that much.
That is completely fair.
For a while I thought it was Remy.
Fair. But like, there's a couple things working against their plan of laying low for a little bit while they try to figure out what the heck's going on. Is that Ian McKellen's part of Team Bad Guys, at least until the final double cross, whatever. But also, they stupidly decided to take the high-tech truck that they stole to Ian McKellen's place instead of ditching it somewhere and taking a cab.
Oh yeah, I also judged their counter op whatever.
And she's a cop.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
you guys, you take multiple modes of transit, you switch around, you always pay in cash, though to be fair, they did except for the one time they paid with a card deliberately to hide their trail.
Yep.
You cut Robert's mullet.
Yeah.
Yes. Do him a favor.
You find a safe house, you stick to it. You don't take Robert Langdon to the only other English-speaking dude in the country. Like, all your known associates are burned until you're out.
And Priory of Scion people. So your 4 leadership people were taken out. Cool. I refuse to believe they don't have some sort of operatives or whatever in France that are like constantly monitoring the dude's granddaughter constantly. And then when this stuff goes down, shit goes on lockdown, given what we find out at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they go to T-Bing's or T-Bing, whatever, Ian McKellen's, and he then proceeds to give the, world myths 101 on, Christianity lecture that, everyone, all the students just roll their eyes at, but, and all that.
Well, you see, that were actually apocrypha. You get that, audience? I bet you didn't know that.
All I know is
we
that
can all read the fucking apocrypha. Like, it all exists. It's right there.
Yep.
It's freely
You can read
available.
it anywhere. It's often
Check out the
included
show
with
notes.
Bibles. Like, what the actual fuck? Oh no, it's a big secret. It's not a secret, I promise you.
Well, that's again where the source material kind of lets us down, is that not much actual in-depth research was done beside like cursory investigation, like stuff you could find quickly and easily on like one Wikipedia article. I have opinions, I know.
Did anybody else notice or point out that T-Bling, which I refuse to call him anything else, T-Bling, apparently just keeps this fucking PowerPoint of his...
okay, but to be fair, he is an academic.
Yeah. Okay, my favorite part of the movie is when T-Bling and Robert Langdon get into this complete and utter fucking nerd off over the table about how they're both wrong. And meanwhile, like, have we actually mentioned Sophie?
Yeah, we have. She's badass.
All right, Sophie's great. Sophie's choice.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
But Sophie, is like watching back and forth, like watching a tennis game. And then finally T-Blink's, no, I'm gonna show you what I mean. And then, like, he has a PowerPoint, like, ready to go.
That was pretty great. I just was so judgmental of that whole thing, because that's they don't understand what happened at the Council of Nicaea. Da Vinci is not religious canon.
Nope.
Any reading of Da Vinci that doesn't include that he's totally queer is bad.
But Pippin, he was hiding messages.
He was hiding pictures of his lover. What?
He was
Hello?
He was hiding dick doodles.
Yeah, he was.
So many dick doodles. Well, not just dick doodles, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha.
It's not like every time someone's all like, it will shake the very foundation of Christianity. What will we do? I was like, I don't know. We'll have another fucking council about it. We'll argue some more.
Do. We had one, recently in the fucking 70s. That's why we don't talk Latin anymore.
It's why we don't, okay, you can have evolution, whatever.
Yeah, well, it's also why nuns got fucked over and why there's not really any convents anymore, but that's a different fucking story.
It's just, Christianity and Catholicism is way more complicated. And terrible. Christianity has a really bad bloody history.
And current history.
One of my early notes has the quote, "They were butchered by the church," and then my comment, "Yeah, that happens." But you have to understand that early Catholicism, early Christianity is also a lot like fandom.
Mm-hmm.
The Council of Nicaea was everyone basically taking all their best bits of fanfic and going, "No, this is what actually happened.
This is canon. This is canon."
Yeah, and then everyone going like, "Yeah, okay, that one is." You believe he wasn't begotten? No, he was begotten, not made. Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you. Suddenly,
True God from true God, motherfucker.
Well, then suddenly Arians, like that's literally the Arian heresy, just being like, I bet Jesus wasn't God, he was just really cool.
Whoa!
And it was an argument. Like, it was a thing.
Oh, yeah.
It probably came to blows.
And I mean,
we make a whole big deal about it, how it did.
and I mean, I'm certain that at the original council, they did ask themselves, wait, guys, did Jesus fuck?
Everyone's like,
you
oh
know
my
they
god,
talked about it.
Did Jesus fuck?
I would like to point out that nowhere in the Nicene Creed does it say he didn't.
Boom, boom.
Also, I just want to take this moment where we're talking about the Creed, the Nicene Creed, to mention that, Credo, the game, is really fun. Where you and other players play, representatives at the Nicene Council, and you try to come up with the Creed. And you proselytize people, and you try to buy followers, and you come up with the Creed at the end, and it has all sorts of different, you can make it so you don't believe in the Trinity. Fuck that.
God is singular.
This was all stuff that was on the table back in the Council of Nicaea.
It was all up for grabs.
In fact, we still have some random bullshit that is not solidified. Pippin, how did Mary die?
Oh, God. According to the Pope, he used his papal infallibility, one of 2 times the Pope ever did it, to say that Mary did not die, she was assumed into heaven. This is bullshit.
But also, what did the Jesuits say, Pippin?
That it's bullshit, and they painted a whole mural of Mary dying. Because the Jesuits know what's up. Any movie, or book or whatever, that has Catholic conspiracies, and doesn't have the Jesuits in the background making commentary.
Or funny faces, to be honest.
Funny faces. Let's face it, it's bad.
Yeah. And no one here mentions the fact that Jesus was also loved his puns. Cause you know why the Pope is the Pope? Pip?
Is it Paul the first Pope? No, Simon.
No, it's Peter, you guys.
Peter!
Jesus
God,
Christ.
listen.
That's why he has the gates.
Listen, but his, on the stone, we'll build my church or whatever, and he was called Rocky.
Cause you use word roots. Petrification? Peter.
And on this rock we will build, my temple. Hey, Rocky, get over here.
And then gives them a noogie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ah, you're good people.
The inherent homoeroticism of the Catholic Church, which is why having all this female symbolism around doesn't make a ton of sense.
It really doesn't. Also, frankly...
what the fuck, the triangles? The Star of David doesn't work that way.
Also, can we just be like, I'm sorry, if you're gonna bring up the feminine mystique or whatever, and not bring up Saint, Sebastian getting symbolically fucked, like, over and over again with arrows.
I just got martyred this way.
Then, like, do you even lift, bro? Like, do you even lift?
Hey, guys. We're going a little bit deep into the Catholicism main here, because I think you're trying to avoid talking about this masterpiece that is the Da Vinci Code, lest you forget.
Listen, in my defense, the movie spent a lot of time in the middle talking about Catholicism.
They did, so I guess it fits that we have to talk a lot about it too, in the beginning, middle, and end.
Oh yeah, we should probably mention also that there is a mention about Silas, the albino who dresses like a
Franciscan, right?
Yeah, which is like.
I mean, we mentioned Paul Bettany's ass, and I feel like that was the important part of that story.
Yeah. Well, he's also going around bumbling the fuck around and like being duped all the time.
Oh, and he killed a nun. That wasn't cool.
Oh yeah, that one was like, I was like, oh no.
I think I have in my notes. Oh no, nun.
Not the nun.
What she should have done was when she saw he was smashing up the floor, taking her car and drove like across the city into a payphone.
OPSEC.
Yeah.
You need OPSEC.
Yeah.
And I kind of wonder what would have happened if, like, she kind of like heard him approaching her hidey hole or whatever, and like immediately started praying right then. Would he have stopped?
No.
No?
He was pretty violent.
Not a state of grace and all that.
He didn't care about her state of grace.
Remember, he was a warrior of God. That means because he was basically doing his own like one-man crusade. So
He also prayed for her after.
Oh yeah.
Her soul wasn't important, the body was.
Fair enough. Okay. I was trying to think of like a Hamlet type connection. Like, oh no, I can't do that because...
Let's be real, the movie's not that clever.
That's
Also,
true.
Hamlet was sane, or was he?
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also Hamlet wanted his revenge on
That's true.
on Claudius and have him in a state of grace.
Yeah,
But,
for
that
this
up.
guy, it wasn't actually. It wasn't a revenge thing. It was just like,
It's a living smash.
So anyway, shenanigans happen. Silas gets to Teeling's house, causes a ruckus. They escape with a mild kidnapping of Silas.
Board a plane.
Board a plane. Almost get to a country with no extradition, where they could have just chilled for a while.
While everything gets sorted out.
But instead, they figure out that the next clue goes to London, and they're like, oh, well, we have to solve this right now. And I was like, why? It's waited a couple millennia. I can wait a couple more.
They also have like the
killer.
like no don't they have like the full riddle? Well, at that the final riddle at that point.
Nope. Well,
They don't have what's in the crypto thing.
Well, they have the riddle. Well, they have the riddle. Well, they didn't need to go to London in order to solve the riddle.
That's true.
Yeah, they could have just figured it out.
I thought that going to London was part of it because that was like the next thing. Because that's where the orb was, or where the fuck.
No, it was like the where Isaac Newton's memorial thing was.
When Isaac Newton interred by a pope.
See, it wasn't actually a pope; it was Alexander Pope. They had to have a college student Google that for them. Pip, could they have just gone to the local library and found that too?
I mean, always go to your local libraries, kids. Though to be fair, they did go to a library site on the phone.
True.
What was unbelievable to me was a random kid on the bus knowing about how the library catalog worked online.
Well, no, he just knew the. No, you're such. Let's just keep on getting Alexander Pope, and then landed.
Well, then he gave, like, the scientific, like, name for why that's the case.
He actually used the word, like, linguistic something, and I was like, fuck you.
Hey, that kid may have been a linguistics graduate. We don't know.
No, the kid was actually a website designer. He's really good at SEO. So, search engine optimization. That's the word. So he's just like, oh yeah, who knew? It's funny. They flubbed up search results back in the 1800s too. Weird. And then we get to Isaac Newton's tomb, I guess, where we get the rosy red orb clue. And it's like, okay, you could have solved this in 5 seconds. You could have just solved this by just guessing. Let's be real.
Wait, have we talked about the betrayal?
Oh, yeah.
That's about to happen, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we, the audience, learned about it when Remy betrayed them, and turned out Remy was still working for Tubing, who then poisoned Remy for, who was...
For reasons.
Why? You're going to die in, 10 years? I wasn't going to snitch on you.
By this point, I was shipping Remy with, everybody.
Yep.
And so I was very sad. That did not work out well for me.
But then, we get, multiple double crosses happening here because the plot is stupid. We get, Ian McKellen, or T-Bing, whatever, betraying the Opus Dei operatives and setting them up for actually getting captured for the murders that they orchestrated, so, yay.
Sort that one out.
Woo!
Yeah.
Wait, I lost track. Did Opus Dei kill the other operatives, or did Ian McKellen?
Silas did, as working for Opus Dei.
But didn't they do it because the teacher...
Ian McKellen pointed Opus Dei in their direction.
Because Ian McKellen was trying to do a double cross on Opus Dei. Opus Dei is trying to hide the fact that Mary Magdalene totally fucked Jesus, and then there's a girl baby and stuff like that. So Opus Dei is trying to hide that. Ian McKellen's like, I want to burn this all to the ground! And so he did a complex double cross where he came to Opus Dei and is like, I am the teacher. And I know the secrets of all these things, and follow my lead, and we can definitely wipe out, the whole, Mary Magdalene proof completely. But in doing that, he,
Double cross cubed.
yeah. Blah, blah, blah.
Do you know what's bullshit about the whole, finding out that Mary Magdalene had Christ's child will blow up the church, or whatever? Another reason it doesn't work. It'd be so easy to go, oh, Mary Magdalene had a kid, wasn't Christ's.
Yep. She was literally a prostitute. In the comment, it's not that hard, guys.
Oh, no, that was just, propaganda spread by the church.
And here's the thing, they spread it for a reason. It's popular thought. Real easy to dismiss her like that.
Well, also, we don't have Jesus's DNA. It's entirely, even when we talk about, DNA or whatever, yeah, we can prove down to Mary Magdalene or whatever. We can't prove shit after that.
Yeah.
But we have the Shroud of Turin.
But it might still be the child of Christ, who would be like every other human on earth. For are we not all children of God?
Ooh.
Right?
Ooh.
I legit thought to myself earlier, couldn't we all secretly be the child of Christ?
I mean, we're all...
Yeah.
That sounds like something he'd say.
Well, we're also all the children of King Richard, so yeah.
Yeah.
Charlemagne, we're all related to Charlemagne.
Listen, genealogy, it's weird.
We have a friend, we all have a mutual friend who, genealogically is related to a sea serpent. So.
It happens.
Nice. Yeah.
It happens.
Listen, that's who the woman said impregnated her. Are you calling her a liar?
I'm not calling you a truther.
But yeah, we kind of just skipped to it right there, but we get to the end of the movie here. Ian McKellen gets arrested for basically doing really silly double crosses.
Shouting
They're
from
all
the,
going to find out!
shouting from the police cars, like, you know the truth! It's Christ's child! And I'm like, you are not doing yourself any favors.
And meanwhile, everyone in the crowd's like, yeah, this is a Friday.
Enjoy the show, everybody. But they track down the clues here because, like, in the great conflict with Ian McKellen that allows him to lose, Langdon is like, nope, I couldn't solve the puzzle. That was Apple. Oh, nope. Hey, catch, and destroys the puzzle box. But then it gets revealed that he did, in fact, guys, he figured out the word apple, and he got the map to the very end of the treasure hunt.
Should have been Sarah.
Should have, but no.
Oh, die mad about that.
He stared so long inside at his mind palace.
Yep.
Took a nice stroll through it.
I just love to see a version where we just have that mind palace moment happen, and there's the words, "You are a dumbass" appear. He's like, oh,
Apple.
I'm a dumbass.
Oh, Apple. It's Apple.
Shit. But yeah, they track down and find a family lineage thing. No actual body of Mary Magdalene there. And then we discover that young Sophie, who's been with us through the entire adventure, guess what, guys? Guess what?
Guess what?
Like, you weren't being groomed to be the next leader of this weird sex cult. Yay?
No. You're actually the scion.
You are, in fact, Jesus's great granddaughter or something.
And look here, and all these priory are here to take you in now. And here is totally your grandmother, not some random old lady.
You can trust us. We just have been hiding in the shadows your entire life.
Your entire life. You know, we didn't think it was worth coming out and, you know, meeting you or any shit like that. Like,
and
you know.
we could have called you the moment that your grandfather died and actually shepherded you to safety, but you need an adventure. You're in your 20s.
Gotta get that out of your system now before the breeding begins.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Did you guys not realize where that was going?
Oh
yeah,
no.
That's, oh man, Christ eugenics.
Christ eugenics, guys.
Oh, no.
Christgenics?
Cryogenic.
What I do appreciate about Sophie is she learns all of this, and like her first reaction is like, I'm gonna try out that water to wine thing. I'm like, you know what?
No, it wasn't water to wine, it was walking on water.
And Langdon suggested that
Water to wine.
Yeah.
The puddle was there, convenient. Wine was a few steps farther.
She'll try the water to wine later.
Oh yeah, like alone in her hotel room. Definitely doing that.
And notice that bookends the little blood and water thing earlier in the movie. No.
Well, no, what bookends the water to wine, not water to wine, water and blood thing earlier, is later on Langdon is in his hotel room and cuts himself shaving.
Like, because he can't do fucking anything.
And then he's watching his blood in the sink flow down.
Roseline. Bloodline.
And then he solves the puzzle. Pat!
First
Like to
by
buy vowel.
checking his own book first.
That is academia in a nutshell.
It actually is, like, to be fair.
Wait,
like,
did I discover this 10 fucking years ago?
Oh shit.
So, yeah, he wanders over the city and he figures out that Mary Magdalene is actually buried under the Louvre.
get it? In the two different pyramids, which are the opposite symbols. Get it?
Yeah.
The dick and the chalice, which is the womb.
Oh, God.
And, but, okay, I will confess. I did think it was a nice bit of foreshadowing at the beginning, where he points out the two pyramids as a repeating image against one another, and stuff like that. Yeah. And then at the end, we are primed to be like, oh shit, it's that symbol shit that T-Bling was talking about. Of course.
Here's the thing.
And the guy was a curator, like, okay.
I was just annoyed because, like, why the fuck did you put her there? How did you get her there? How does the clue work for both places she was hidden? You know, wouldn't there be a new... Ugh, I'm so mad.
Because people tried really hard. There were like 50 people working at that.
Here's the thing we didn't see is that we actually had the same plot play out like 30 or 40 years ago. It was, almost beat for beat, you know, they got the little Apple cipher thing. They went up to that church in England and the prior's like, well, shit, now we gotta move the body.
The Louvre?
Okay.
I work at the Louvre. Yeah, sure, let's go with that.
And shit, hey guys, it's on the primary. We can make this work. Hey, it's not so bad.
Okay, to be fair, I would love that movie. It's just them trying to be like, well, shit, we gotta make it work. How the fuck? Oh, fuck.
Also, they have to justify to themselves keeping the sarcophagus in that shape.
Yeah.
When they could just, like, literally just move the bones.
Mm-hmm.
But you see, you need to be able to pray before the sarcophagus for...
No, you don't pray to reliquaries. You pray to the saints within them.
Ooh.
Reliquaries are just things that hold the bodies. What the shit? So you could put those fucking bones and break it up. That's what people do. You break up the body, you give one to every single fucking member of the family, and suddenly you got a whole lot of things you can pray to.
Hey, do you want to buy this finger bone of Mary? If you want that, I got a piece of the true cross, too.
I have, as a friend of ours says, also you can buy the head of John the Baptist as a baby.
I got a bone chip of St. Jude.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll trade you, the fingernail of St. Patrick. Is that worth anything? Sorry, I just got into collecting.
I already have all 3 nails of the cross. Like, they were having a
wait,
sale.
so do I. Oh, man. You know, it's not as rare as some of the rarer stuff.
Oh, man. I hear if you can get all 3 nails on the playing field at the same time, you win the game instantly.
That's why they had to change the rules, to be honest.
Yeah, it's messing up the meta.
Oh, here's the thing. I feel like in the game Credo, you can in fact get these pieces of like the true cross and shit and gain more followers.
Amazing.
Credo is a great game. We should play it sometime. Is my point.
We'll stream it. It'll be great.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
Anyway, the point is, this is a dumb movie.
I will say, however, it was a lot of fun to watch. Like,
It's a dumb, fun movie.
It's not the most fun dumb movie I've ever watched.
Yeah, that's my stance. I had a lot more fun watching other dumb movies.
I mean, okay, so where are we on the, for instance, National Treasure? Dumb movie.
National Treasure, I had more fun.
Yeah.
Because it does strike you as, like, maybe the Founding Fathers are those kind of assholes?
Yeah.
They were totally those kind of assholes.
And also...
They were nerds and assholes.
Also, the prize at the end was really good. Like, okay. Because it was, like, all the fucking Templar money, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yep.
the Templars again.
Right?
Those sneaky Templars.
Oh, Templars.
If you don't say your prayers at night, they'll come out from your closet and
Yeah,
call
they
you
will.
a heretic. Anyway, I don't know, you guys. I remember I was the one who wasn't on Team National Treasure either.
Yeah, but you and I had, like, fantastic arguments about it.
It's true. It was a good time.
Pip,
Yes.
do you like scavenger hunt movies?
I don't think I do. Because they're all bad at it.
Yeah, sometime we'll have to see, like, if you can play through, like, the Uncharted games, because I think you'd have fun.
Here's the problem with a lot of this shit, is that it requires that answers be one single answer. So, like, the only way any of this works is, like, definitely a chalice means a womb, and that's what it means is Mary Magdalene. Like, all that shit. As opposed to reality, where symbols mean lots of different things.
Yes.
Cryptography is, you know, like a real science, but it depends on a lot of fucking math to work.
How wild would it have been if at the heart of this there was like a fucking book cipher, and none of them had the fucking books anymore.
Right? I would have loved that. A book cipher? That would have been hilarious. But, I mean, here's the problem. Okay, look, this is right up there with why Sherlock Holmes is a problem as a detective. Because he, and I'm going to use the example from Sherlock, he says things like, there are scratches on the USB cable to charge your phone. Clearly that means that your sister is a drunk, because you always see those, you never see those on a sober person, you always see them on a drunk. So it's like, bitch!
I think about that every time I plug my phone into the dark.
I never get it right. So the problem is that he's making deductive leaps based on, it's deduction instead of something else.
It's inductive reasoning.
It's inductive reasoning as opposed to deductive reasoning. There we go. Thank you. So, yeah, great. He can solve problems provided the single thing he has, theorized is the right thing. And that's the exact same problem with both this movie and National Treasure. Whereas, in straight-up mystery stories, it's still basically, I will posit, it's still basically a scavenger hunt. You're still trying to figure out this thing equals this thing, and then that equals to that, and now you know the correct order of things that happened. But that has to be logical. Mm-hmm. Where there is only one way that something could have been done. That's the only way to make all the pieces fit.
Because that's what happened.
Right.
Like a non-spoiler thing I'll say about the recent movie Knives Out. Mm-hmm. The thing I appreciated is that when they showed scenes of what happened in the past, that was the truth that was being shown to us.
Yeah.
Good point.
Except when characters were uncertain of their own memories.
Yeah. But the thing is, they make a point to point that out.
Yes, absolutely.
Directly.
Yeah, Knives Out is very good at showing us the truth. Not exactly, the
truth as we know it, or as the characters know it.
Yeah. Like, we just don't hear the truth a lot.
Yep.
So what I'm getting from this is that Knives Out is a better movie than the Da Vinci Code.
Well, hands down.
Hands down.
I mean,
runs circles around.
Oh, man.
Donuts.
Runs donuts around. All right. Did we talk about this? Did we talk about this movie enough?
Yeah.
I think so. We've complained about it for a good hour now.
Fuck this movie.
Story
Okay.
changes.
I'm gonna say something.
yeah.
Go for it.
Well, one, clearly this movie should have been queer. You have Ian McKellen, what are you doing? There should have been more women.
Yeah.
Like, spend so much time, I'm talking about chalices there, yeah. It's,
And how important women are, and how the church has done them dirty, and I'm like, how are you better?
this doesn't pass the Bechdel test, huh?
It does
Not
not pass
even
the
a
Bechdel.
Yeesh.
The nun might have had a name, which means that there are two named female characters, but they never talk to each other.
The
Certainly not about-
grandmother
yes.
references the fact that what's-his-head took her in. So they're still talking about a fucking dude.
Yeah. So, what would have been great is if somebody involved here was a woman.
If an actual Catholic was involved?
What? If an actual Catholic was involved. It actually might have been fascinating if Ian McKellen's character was a woman, because then it would have made a bit more sense of like trying to do a crusade for women, because what was the church doing? Mm-hmm. As opposed to just as some dude wanting to prove he was right.
The entire Catholic Church.
Yeah.
Also, they could have hidden that a lot longer, too. So if she was using a vocoder or something to disguise her voice to be the teacher.
But also, what I was actually going to say before I got distracted by the idea of that is if Sophie was more in the know than she let on.
Like, Grandpa taught me puzzles, and then I did everything in my power to ignore all the Catholic stuff that was around me.
Or man, maybe if she actually had magic. If she,
okay, to be fair,
terrible.
To be fair, she might actually have magic, because
she does do some light healing.
Yeah,
she does some light healing, and when Silas was about to kill her in the church, a flock of doves, i.e. the Holy Spirit, does wing past him and ruin his shot.
Oh, that was Remy.
Whatever. The point is, I'm still right.
Yeah. That was weird. I forgot about that.
And as we all know, in the Nicene Creed, we do believe in the Holy Spirit.
Yep.
Yeah. So she does have divine intervention and going for her. So
Good times. But yeah, but if she was more in the know, would have been great. And also, I would have just loved it if the movie explained why what's-his-head the grandfather wanted to talk to Langdon in the first place.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
Never explained that. Never said what he wanted to talk about.
Damn it.
It bothered me the whole fucking movie.
What were they going to meet for coffee about even?
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. What did they want to talk about? What were they going to meet about?
Because here's the thing, Langdon even explicitly said that the two didn't get along well.
They never met.
No, that was because they had met Pip. But the time that they had met, Langdon thought that he had told a joke at his expense.
Oh, see, I missed that.
And we didn't get told what the joke was until, the end. And he called me a flatfoot of history, cause, compare me to, a policeman. I was he actually really respected policemen.
His dad was one.
Yeah.
Oh, well, shit.
Also, that just
now
sounds
I feel like an asshole.
That just sort of sounds like the sort of shit academics say to each other.
Yeah.
A response to.
And apparently it got a laugh. And when I heard that it got a laugh, I just sat there for a few minutes wondering, okay, what joke did he say? Our good friend, Professor Langdon, who never saw a symbol that he didn't have to spend 20 minutes talking about.
Come on here, Flatfoot. Ha ha.
See, I was thinking, who never saw a symbol that he didn't think was a metaphor for the female, Oh,
Langdon, you weird creeper.
I believe you have a lecture to have to tell about how the trident is actually a penis inside of Chalice. Yes, do you want to tell us?
Oh Christ, yeah.
and I was no, froze out. 10 note cards.
Yeah, so that's what I have to say. Let's bring more women in, and also please just explain that one thing. Please, that's all I want.
Fair enough. Alright, who's next?
I'll go next.
Go for it.
Alright, so my change is, both deceptively simple and also hugely changing. I do not want him to be a made-up fucking thing. The professor of religious symbology or other shit.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I want him to basically be Professor Jack Zipes out of the University of Chicago. Because first of all, Jack Zipes is a great name. Who is one of the leading folklorists. Because I would love it if he's wandering around, just giving all the possible ways things could mean something. It could be this or it could be that. And then treating that, first of all, it's a real thing. Second of all, it's much more, it doesn't give the flavor of, yes, of course, history only did this one thing, and therefore, blah, 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 blah. It takes out the determinism.
And the as you know, Bobisms.
Yeah. But then give Sophie, because she's supposed to be a cryptologist or something, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's a cryptanalysis?
Yeah.
Analyst?
Cryptoanalysis.
So, give her some more actual shit to do.
Right, she should have,
She should have been the one in charge of the cryptex, to be honest. But also, get out some real puzzles, some real things, and then have Langdon be I hate to say it, not be the main character. He's the science guy on the side, who's just well, it could be this, or it could be this, or this, or this, or this. Like you do with an actual murder mystery, where you're it could be this, or this, or this, or this, or this. And as you go along, you figure out the story.
So you want Langdon to be Watson?
I do. I want Langdon to be a history nerd Watson. With folklore and being almost unhelpful, but to be the audience's foil while Sophie is figuring this out. I still want Tiebling, because he is very close to being what I wanted there. A nerd who has a PowerPoint ready to go for his own personal fucking theory.
I'm gonna be real right now. I could pull up at a moment's notice a PowerPoint presentation about how citations work.
Yeah.
To be fair, I think I kept my PowerPoint presentation of how copyright does and does not work. Just in case I needed to reference it again.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
I mean, so, like, I like the idea of somebody with, like, really specific knowledge.
I just wish it was better knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I would like it to be realistic knowledge. But you know what? I'll even take stupid religion for 300. But it's gotta be done by somebody who actually knows what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah.
It could have been like, the chalice, the Grail, it's a chalice, I mean, and, it's typically associated, like, with the cup of plenty, this and that, a femininity symbol, and then
It's an
like,
option.
Like, and some people are like, wait. Grandpa was really weird about that stuff.
He was really weird about feminines. Do we need to take you to someone?
I can't, well, yes, but not what I mean right now.
But yeah, like, you know, going through the various options and then everybody sort of collaboratively being like, okay, we can narrow it down to this, this, and this.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, like, so, because I admit, I do like the idea of a scavenger hunt type thing. However, I hate the determinism type thing. I hate it. When it gets mixed with with like anagrams and bullshit, like, or symbolism, or mixed with symbolism. Symbolism is garbage. You know, I could, like, you could give me literally any object in my, like, in any object whatsoever, and I can prove to you how it's a tool of the devil. Like, right now. Any object. Using commonly, known, theories and other things. Like, it's not hard. That is a game we can play at a different time. I'm just saying it's possible.
A slice of pumpkin pie.
Slice of pumpkin pie. Okay. So, pumpkin is a gourd. Gourd is has seeds in it. It is, a symbol of fertility. It's a symbol of, women's symbol of sex. Sex, of course, is a sin. So, now, it's also a triangle. You're taking a piece of this, a piece of a whole circle. You are ruining the circle. You are, creating something that was perfect. You are making it imperfect.
It is a gore. It is a gore, and gourds can be dried out and can hold water.
It can be held, dried out and held water, which is, you know, it looks useful from the start. However, is also, man creating, that which God has not provided. So, then, of course, you are also adulterating the pumpkin, by adding, different, milk, sugar, egg. All of this, of course, is, against, various food laws I think you'll find in the Old Testament. Again, breaking God's laws.
Thou shalt not adulter pumpkin pulsifer.
Anyways, I can go on.
Okay, I get it.
I'm not even getting into the good shit about what triangles mean.
Wait, it's not the phallus or the womb.
I was gonna go with Eye of Providence, which means it's the Illuminati, but, you know, fuck it, why not?
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, okay, the fact that they did not get any Illuminati shit in here.
So you heard it here first. Pumpkin pie, straight to the devil.
Right? Like, you can do this with anything, and that's the shit. Like, why? It's not clever, it's not fun, it's, I mean, it is fun, but...
Like, the way the movie employed it was not clever.
Yeah. It's basically, like, and we can put this in the show notes, but have you guys seen John Oliver's internet conspiracy, thing? Where he, like, it's beautiful, but it's all nonsense. And that doesn't make for a fun mystery. So I want to make it a fun and real and good mystery.
Well, I'll have to brainstorm a different idea, because that was more or less what I was gonna do.
So, you know what? This movie needed some character, a proper character arc for Jean Reno. Cause we see him, going back and forth, like, no, I know he did it. Like, and going, oh wait, no, he didn't do it. Fuck. Like, I have been betrayed. And now I'm obviously now going to let you go now. Oh, but no, I need to see him following these clues that they are following and giving him a crisis of faith.
Ooh, crisis of faith. I like that.
Cause he's
nice.
Cause they keep on saying, like, I am Opus Dei. As you know, I am Opus Dei. You know? And I just want see him like following these footsteps and T-Bing's like that presentation being still open or something, and like him seeing Christ?
What?
Christ fucks?
It would have been great seeing a more layperson figure out all the shit that the apparent experts were figuring out.
That would have been so great.
Like, most we see, and I appreciate, is him getting stressing out more and more about this as they get away from him, and that air traffic controller scene was pretty good because again it was Jean Reno being Jean Reno.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to see more of an evolution with him, like a character arc.
Oh yeah,
and then maybe him at the end following
Sophie.
Yeah, him following them to the Rosnan mansion, and then him I don't know, casting away his Opus Dei and joining the Priory. Yeah, that's stupid, but no.
I don't know. That could be a fun scene. It could be like, him like having the gun and like he has it in his hand. He's like has it raised up and then like kind of goes into like a kneel and prostration or something.
Yeah.
That could be a good scene if you earn it.
Yeah.
That's the trick.
I mean, I would say more like, like at the end of, Casablanca, the French cop is just like, yeah, okay. Let's talk about this.
This is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Yeah, like, they got some other shit going on, but that's not what this is about, but,
Yeah.
So like him and Langdon walking off arm in arm.
Yeah.
him and the grandma walking off arm in arm.
Like,
I ship it.
yeah. Nice.
Sophie, if you don't go into that church, you'll regret it. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but someday. Okay.
Yeah, like, basically, I just want to fully utilize Jean Reno.
Which, yeah, that is completely fair. Like, whenever you underutilize Jean Reno, a French baguette gets soggy somewhere. That's rude. But yeah, no, I love Jean Reno. He's pretty dang cool.
Yeah. And so that is me.
Okay, so we've come to me. Unfortunately, Kat basically hit exactly what I was gonna really want, which was, again, changing our main character to anything else, more relevance in the plot. I guess, aside from rewriting the entire source material, that would be change number one. Arg. Use something else. Arg. But let's try and fix this, because you know what? We can just have it be based on the hit book. The Da Vinci Code.
Did you know that Dan Brown's from New Hampshire?
Yep.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
He went to Philip Exeter Academy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what, though? I'm going to give him credit for this. Frequently, when people try to be Catholic, they just come off as really Protestant. This doesn't come off as really Protestant.
He was raised Episcopalian.
Oh, Catholic light.
Diet Catholic.
I can't believe it's not Catholic.
I want to take a moment to say I love you, Mom.
No, isn't Mom Presbyterian?
No,
God, Mom's Episcopalian.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops.
Yep.
Presbyterian, Jesus, no.
And let's be real here. The product is unsanctified holy wafers that you call I can't believe it's not Jesus. Now, that's my one Catholic joke that I can tell. Ha.
Women can't even call it the actual body of Christ.
Oh, whoa. So I'm trying to think of how to make this whole thing feel less stupid. And I think part of it is getting rid of or changing that frickin' cryptic. Because you know what? It shows up way too early for basically being the final MacGuffin.
Sure.
Like, they have the final MacGuffin in their hands for half the movie.
It either needed to show up later or needed to show up way earlier.
Yeah, either it's there at the very beginning, it's like in his office or something. It's like, oh, how do we unlock this thing? It'll be destroyed if you even so much as sneeze on it. Weird. And it spells out apple. Weird. Because I don't think those wheels had 26 letters on them, do you?
Yeah, no, that's where they weren't big enough.
No.
Like,
It was dumb.
also, what section do you have to land the tumblers? Like,
There was probably like little arrows or something. I don't know. If I saw the prop, I could probably, or if I freeze framed on the prop, I could probably see it. But like, that's the thing about like a scavenger hunt type movie. The clue you find leads you to the next clue. It's not like, oh, hey, we have this key and it took us to this thing. That there's more to the mystery, you guys. And we just have the MacGuffin in our hands the entire time. It's like, that should be at the end. That should be like, I don't know, buried in one of Sir Isaac Newton's books or something stupid like that. I don't know.
Like, interred with Newton, because there was a whole question of is his actual bones?
Yeah. So like and then you can kind of get some more danger into the entire adventure here, because really when you're doing these scavenger hunts, like dealing with just mundane security is usually like the first thing that we're worried about as the audience. Like, oh, is the security gonna catch them? I don't know. And especially if they're trying to grave rob Sir Isaac Newton, holy shit. But then they decide to do it. They are expecting to see, you know, bones. And what do you know? There's nothing in there except a little puzzle box. Weird.
I will also say that the other thing about a scavenger hunt is that they are made by people. They are fallible. So you can just, like, figure out what the end result is, or, like, skip around. And this is demonstrated by the Parks and Rec episode about the scavenger hunt.
I was thinking the same thing.
Where they can't figure out the puzzle is just too hard, and so they just work it out from a different angle.
Now that would be really freaking clever.
Yep. That's why that's a great puzzle hunt, scavenger hunt, story. And this one is bullshit.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, just having more of that would just be a good thing in my opinion, because also, I don't know about you guys, but I just hated any of the scenes that we switched to like the Vatican or more Silas nonsense. And it's like, yeah, they're going after Langdon. Ha.
I'll take more Silas nonsense.
I didn't care for it. Cause I thought it was just like gratuitous, like,
yeah, it was.
It wasn't
weird
that.
self-violence, because like no other actual violence was happening in the movie.
Well, and because it's like, oh, those crazy Catholics with their mortification of the flesh, which is not even a thing. I mean, it is a thing, but it's not like a thing that's rewarded.
I mean, our body's a temple and all that jazz.
Yeah, whatever.
Not that I actually approve of that whole thing.
No, I don't, but like, it's a thing, but it's not like a valued thing in the current church.
It's a thing, but not a thing.
Yeah.
The Catholicism story.
Cause like the way it all ended up in the movie, in the story as a whole, is that it just basically amounted to nothing. Like, yeah. It's like, oh, ironically, Silas killed his cardinal that he liked. Tragic.
They were in love.
But also, yeah, they were. But also
he was his angel.
Yeah.
Just call me angel.
But like wow, Pip. But his mortification did not end up being, for instance, a bad idea. Like, he had a limp, but he was still able to like take out like 4 people.
Ian McKellen did utilize it to poke him.
Oh gosh. I mean, I guess.
Ugh. Like he poked his
leg thingy
and caused him to stagger, giving Sylvia a chance to get the gun away.
Ugh, I guess. Yeah, but that's not a like a big, like Brendan was saying, like the MacGuffin, like that's too early in the story.
Yeah. It ultimately did not lead to his downfall.
Yeah.
But like, I just felt like the Catholic scenes, ironically, were just kind of pointless ultimately in the terms of the story.
Yep.
And then we had like weird double crosses, cause here's the thing. If we hadn't had that, if we just had like maybe just Ian McKellen as the main antagonist or something, like why did Ian McKellen go through the trouble of setting up Langdon to be like jailed and all this stuff? It's like, Langdon's a nerd. You could have just recruited him. It's like, hey, I'm trying to solve this puzzle. Want to join along, old buddy?
You can get co-authorship.
Why did he let him in the house?
I don't know.
Because he had to
dunk on him?
Because he had the MacGuffin, and that he did not yet know he had.
No, he didn't. He didn't know anything. He didn't even know what the MacGuffin was. Or if it existed.
I feel like he didn't know how involved Langdon was. So at that point, it was legit just like, hey, what are you doing?
Except he kind of does, because he was pulling the strings of the Opus Dei guys in the background, who then also had set up Langdon to be arrested by the French police.
That's so true.
He knows.
But they know who that Langdon was, that the guy he asked for Langdon, but they did not yet know that he...
Why?
This is why it makes more sense for Remy to have been the teacher.
Probably, yeah.
So I have another update to my story.
There we go. Remy's the teacher.
There you go.
Oh, God. It struck me as a mystery plot that was not very savvy written as a mystery plot. So let's also fix that too while I'm at it.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, and if you're making conspiracies, make your conspiracies make sense from each actor, or actor meaning not like actors in Hollywood actor, but actors and people that are performing actions. Like, make sense.
Everyone involved needs to know why they're involved.
Yes.
And their involvement.
Except Langdon, who keeps on getting dragged everywhere.
Well, he knows why he's
fair.
involved. It's because he was framed for murder.
Yeah. And now he's just trying to figure out how to get out of this jam. That's okay. That could be a drive. That could be a character driver, not necessarily to going to the end of the mystery unless we get revealed through character arcs that weren't present in the movie, that he is also similar to Ian McKellen, a person who wants to seek out the final mysteries of the symbols or whatever. I don't know. So maybe that could also play into Kat's little folklorist thing, like, I have to find out what the story is.
Ooh.
Did he mention something like that in the books? Like, or...
I don't remember. It was, again, not the best.
I think, apparently comes back, like in Angels and Demons.
For a different Vatican plot.
It actually, I was looking up earlier and it looked like Angels and Demons was published first.
What?
That might make sense. That's why he's involved in all this Catholic shit.
Also, like, is it worth a story about Templars if you don't mention the Baphomet? One. And two, is it worth having a Catholic conspiracy if you don't mention these secret underground libraries of the Vatican?
I think they did mention the Baphomet, just like...
No, they mentioned devil worship.
Yeah, they didn't mention the specific thing I was waiting for.
They probably changed that because, you want to dumb it down.
How much dumber do you have to get of they were worshipping a head?
They were accused of...
and you can say... And I think most people, like, they were accused of worshipping Baphomet. Who's Baphomet? I don't know. Would you trust someone that worships something with that name? Fair.
I guess not. Okay. So yeah, that was just me griping, I guess, mostly for my story changes.
I mean, fair.
So do we have time for a game? We've been ranting for a while. My goodness.
I mean, do we have an idea for a game?
A quick one?
We
could do a special appearance by, because that's always quick and pretty easy.
I was thinking of that, yeah.
Let's do it.
All right.
I have an idea if no one else does.
Well, again, just for anybody who's not aware at this point, special appearance by is when we're just going to have a character from any other story appear in this one. So, Pippin, go for it.
I got to thinking partway through this episode, how great it would be if the Leverage team were here.
Damn it.
Because they would have figured all of this out, judged everything, and stolen themselves a religion. And
they did it that one time.
They did do it that one time, and the leader, Pete, the head
Nate.
guy,
Nathan,
yeah.
would have been very grumpy the whole time as the actual Catholic of the group.
And as he was in that episode.
Yes! It would have been so great.
I just imagine Parker doing so much sacrilege.
Right?
All of them doing so much sacrilegious just because, like, they could.
Like, who would be...
Well, I feel...
Who would be the one that would chant, Jesus fucks, Jesus fucks? Who would be the one chanting that?
Hardison, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and in the background, like, what's his head is just nodding.
Elliot? No.
Yes, Elliot.
I feel like Elliot would try to at least be kind of respectful.
But then crack up.
Yeah. I need to rewatch Leverage.
I've been watching it.
It's a good
I've
show.
joined the bandwagon.
Yes.
How far are you?
Season 2 or 3.
You haven't even gotten to the Catholic one yet. Amazing.
Oh, good times. Oh, it's a great show. You should keep us... Let us know how it's going.
Ha.
But yeah, that's fine. Just leverage. It would have been so much more fun.
Oh, man. All right, so here's a fun one that we talked about earlier. Nathan Drake from Uncharted shows up.
Whoa!
Because you know what? Yeah, he deals with explorers and people from history about the same time as Sir Isaac Newton. You know what? Sir Francis Drake was involved in all this nonsense too, and that's how he gets dragged into this story. And you know what? He has a better time finding all this mystery stuff than frickin' Robert Langdon ever could. And then we'll have more gunfire too, because you know what? There wasn't enough guns in here.
Yeah.
Silas had a gun.
Silas had a gun. But like, yeah, Nate would get into more fist fights with like agents from the Vatican or something. Do you think papal knights have like sword skills?
Yes.
They have swords. What I'm getting from this is that this movie needs more people named Nate.
Yep.
Evidently.
Yes, Nate and Nate team up. That would be brilliant. That would just be a whole lot of fun because you know what? Then we'd also be upping the quippy one-liners happening as well, which we're sorely lacking here. And you would never hear Nathan Drake going on and on about the feminine, masculine, and blah, 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 blah.
In the games, you have access to his notebook, and you would flip through it occasionally.
Yep.
Like, he would have in his notebooks the symbols, that recurring symbols that happen, and he would probably have scribbled feminine and masculine ? And underneath that, a doodle of like, say, a Templar, or, cutting off the current villain's head.
Yep. Oh, yeah. And then as soon as you get, like, the cryptic, it's like, it's Apple. Just in bold letters in his notebook.
Like, any riddle that has Isaac Newton in it, the answer is Apple.
Because fuck you, that's why.
It's like, it can't be that easy, can it? Click, click, click. Huh. It was that easy in the notebook. Yes.
Like,
okay, that's me.
Someone should have tried Apple, it should have not worked, and then the answer should have been Sarah.
Boom.
I'm gonna die
Die mad
about
about it, yeah.
Yes.
Who's next?
I can go next if you want.
Cool, because I have one, I'm pretty sure you don't have it.
Yeah, I'm
Pretty sure.
yeah, yeah, because you don't even know who my guy is.
Okay, there you go. See?
I'm gonna go with Professor Herschel Layton from
From what?
from the Professor Layton in video games. He is an archaeologist and a gentleman.
Which one should be if one can at all manage?
And in the games are like just a series of puzzles. Well, it's
Yeah.
it's a puzzle game. And you know what this has in it? A triptych.
Yeah.
Or whatever it's called.
A
Cryptics.
puzzle
A
box.
cryptech, a puzzle box, and like just lots of riddles, and then you would have on the DS screen, you would have on the top screen the riddle, and on the bottom screen the puzzle box, and you would use the stylus to move the wheels about, and then you get to Apple, you hit submit, and there'd be tick, tick, tick. I've got
Boom!
it. Yes. Every puzzle has a solution.
Yes, that's the quote I was thinking of.
And boom.
A gentleman never leaves a Catholic conspiracy unsolved.
And at some point he would be like, well, I guess I'm fencing now. and in order to escape, he would MacGyver something up, because he also MacGyvers.
Nice.
We need that used as a verb more often. Is that the correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Verbing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, excuse me, I gotta MacGyver this.
Absolutely.
Alright.
All right, and
No, I like Professor Layton now.
that sounds awesome.
That's a good one.
However, I think mine is the best.
Yes.
Yep. I would like Professor, gonna have another Professor, Harold Hill appear. Harold Hill from The Music Man. And here's why. Because, one, he engages in that bullshit. where he's just like, I need to have an excuse to have a brass band here. What's new in town? The pool table? Cool. I can make that work. And he has a whole song where he's basically doing the shit I was doing earlier. Just because he makes it make sense.
Capital T, that rhymes with P, and that
Stands for pool. So I want him to show up, and his goal is to leave town with the cryptex. Because let's think about this. This is something that apparently was created by Leonardo da Vinci. It's an artifact in and of itself, right?
Yes.
Worth some money. Mm-hmm. So
Looked like it was made of gold too.
Right? Gold, ivory, that's some good stuff. So, let's say he pops in and he's all like, yeah, Catholic conspiracy. And drags everyone. I don't know whether or not I want him to replace Robert Langdon. Like, wouldn't this be great if this was just like his current deal? He's like, yeah, I do religious symbology. Sign my books, $30 a pop. $3,000 speaking fee. Oh my god, I love this idea. So this is like his scam, and then he gets brought into it. Like in Galaxy Quest, where they're actors and they get brought in to be the actual, Starship Fleet people. Like, so he's like, this is my scam, but he gets brought into this like enormous Catholic conspiracy where everyone else is like convinced that he actually does know stuff. And he's like, I just gotta get out of this not dead.
My books are just photocopies of 2 other books stapled together.
Right? And so, like, he has his own publishing house, which is, as we learned from Knives Out, is totally a thing that you can do. And be successful.
I tried not to think about that out too hard.
I wrote a whole essay about it in my blog, guys. But I would love it if, he's a bullshit artist, because it's bullshit. But he gets dragged into this. And then, you know what? Let's Music Man it up a little bit more. Let's say he's like, Sophie figures out that he's a con artist, but she's like, but on the other hand, you've been right so far. Or at least we're not dead. And he's like, I don't want my feelings involved in this. And, but then people are shooting at them, danger, and he's like, maybe I can figure it out for real. And so there he is with the cryptex at the end, Brendan. The end of the story. And then he's just like, he's like, sing. Or whatever the hell it is the Music Man did. It's think, children, think. And then he just sort of swirls it around. He doesn't even look. He just swirls it around. And then there's a clicking noise.
And everyone's mad because that shouldn't work.
It shouldn't fucking work.
And then he looks down. And sees that it's Apple and goes,
Were you face palming?
Yes, but I did it with a piece of plastic on my desk.
Oh yeah,
that's because it can't make more noise.
He's an audio professional.
I Foley that.
We are Foliotists here. So yeah, that's what I want, because you still get all the fun of like random bullshit things, but also acknowledging that this is baloney. This is totally garbage. Everything that's going on is nonsense.
Not disagreeing with you.
There you go. So thank you. That is my special appearance by.
All right.
Nice.
Well, and I think, good job everybody for not having was it Benoit Blanc?
Yeah.
From Knives Out as the meta character.
Thought about it.
I did too. But I didn't want to even risk going into spoiler territory there, so.
Legit.
Hey, we're good about those things.
Yeah.
It's not out on video yet. It hasn't been a year. I don't want to spoil it.
Go watch Knives Out.
At least
That's the moral of the story.
Yep. So yeah, that was, the Da Vinci Code.
As always, if you have an idea or prompt to submit, head on over to nostorysacred.com/submission. Follow us on Twitter at nostorysacred, or send an email through contact@nostorysacred.com. Your hosts have been Alex MacDonald, Brendan MacDonald, Pippin MacDonald, and Catherine Crichton. Editing for this episode done by Brendan. Transcript done by Ashley DaCosta. Art by Jay Wolf. Show notes and transcripts are available at nostorysacred.com. Thanks for listening, everyone, and please rate, review, and subscribe to No Story Sacred. You can also visit our Patreon page to support the show and get neat rewards at patreon.com/nostorysacred. See you next time when we talk about the 2003 movie the core.
The core.
Let us go to the core.
I do not know what any of you are talking about, and I'm deeply concerned.
You will know soon enough.
Oh, man.
Until then, we're no story sacred, and any story can be changed. I'm Alex.
I'm Kat.
I'm Brendan.
And I'm Pippin.
And we're
No story is
sacred.
sacred.